Hello everyone, my name is Michaela, Cinematic Stitches here on YouTube, and welcome to my channel all about cross-stitch. I hope you have all been very well and enjoying the fall now that it is finally here. I am so excited that it is an actual fall. I don't know if anyone else experienced this, like anyone who was living in the Pacific Northwest maybe got an unseasonably warm fall last year. I know here in Vancouver, last October was incredibly hot. Like, I was walking around in shorts and a t-shirt still, which never happens here, so, you know, a little concerning. It is actually a pretty nice day here, all things considered. The sun was out, but it's clouding over, which I just love. The leaves are turning, they're falling down. This is my happy place right here. I love the fall. I'm not a huge fan of the heat. Like, I really do like live in the perfect place for what I enjoy, because the Pacific Northwest is known for rain and kind of gloom generally, but like I don't like temperature extremes, so it's perfect for that. Winters are typically pretty mild. We do get the occasional cold snap. Summer's usually pretty bearable, although they have been getting warmer, which kind of sucks because a lot of our buildings are built for retaining heat. And we don't have a lot of air conditioning here. Although you can still see it in frame. Have I put it away? Absolutely not, no. We did get an AC this year, so thank God for that. It helped cool things right down. But I hope you all have been doing well. I have been doing pretty good. I had a very exciting event last weekend. I went to go see Peter Gabriel. He played here at Rogers Arena. Is this about stitching? No, it's not, but I'm going to tell you about Peter Gabriel because he's one of my favorite artists. I love this man. His music is incredible. He's a beautiful songwriter, and I have to say that he's 73. His voice has not changed. I don't know what he's doing, like what his regime is, because every other older singer I've seen, usually something happens where your voice degrades, especially higher notes. You can't quite hit them the same. So I've seen Rush perform a few times when they were still touring, and Geddy Lee, their singers known for having a really high voice, and his voice certainly degraded over the years. And, you know, you see that with people like Robert Plant. Peter Gabriel doesn't sing in an exclusively high register, but he does get up there, and oh my God, he can still hit those notes. Like, it's shocking. So the performance was absolutely incredible. We saw him for the first time 11 years ago, Planet Hollywood, and that was amazing. We went to Las Vegas for that one. But anyway, I just wanted to put it out there. I saw Peter Gabriel last weekend, and it was amazing. Have you seen Peter Gabriel? Are you lucky enough to have seen this man perform live? If you love Peter Gabriel, let me know what your favorite song is. I just wanted to share that because among my many loves, I'm a huge music fan. I love live music. I used to go to concerts all the time before COVID, and, you know, COVID's just it's really cramped my style, you know? It's hard to see people when they don't tour anymore, and, you know, you want to avoid large crowds. But no, this concert was absolutely amazing, so it was great to go see. Anyway, that was a nice little preamble. Let's actually talk about some stitching, shall we? The reason we're all here, evidently. So I have some fun things to show you. So the last time I filmed, I had made it most of the way through Sampler September and showed you a couple pieces there. I have a few more pieces to show from my Sampler September and some kind of dark, creepy stitching for October. So let's start with our new starts. First off, on the autumn solstice, I started Autumn Cloche. I have been wanting to start this. There it is. I've been wanting to start this for so long, like ever since I got this pattern. My mom got it for me for Christmas. It is beautiful. I really, really love it. So I decided to start that. I'm stitching it on a 40 count fabric. My first time using 40 count. It is, before I show it to you, let me tell you what it is. It's Atomic Ranch linen, 40 count, in the color Phantasm. So I think the called for is supposed to be some sort of like grayish color, a gray beige. I think perhaps this is literally called grayish. The I'm trying to like read through this. Like I have x-ray vision. I kind of, you know, you can kind of read it. Anyway, I'm going to say it was grayish from some fabric manufacturer I couldn't get shipped up here, or at least not. I wasn't looking to put in the effort to do that. So I figured I'd go through my stash and see what I had. And I thought that Phantasm would be a lovely color choice for this because it is kind of gray purple. Like it's a grayish purple, kind of bluey toned in some areas, but I thought that this would look really, really lovely up against many of the colors in the project. So you can see my tiny little baby start right here. Let me just fold that down real quick. It's just, it's a flower. I started in the center. There it is. Tiny little flower. It's this one here. I just started there. I cut my fabric for once. Terrifying. Really hoping this fits. Okay, I'm really hoping that the fact that it says this is a 40 count, I hope that's accurate. I didn't attempt to measure the stitches, so if it's like a 36 count, these margins are going to be very tight. But what I might do is work upwards to get to the rim of the cloche and then kind of take that down and just totally confirm before I like get on to those like massive pumpkins. I think that's what I'll do. Like I'm going to go up here to the butterfly and then jump up to this and then curve it around just to make sure. I'm sure it's fine. I cut it with like generous margins if it's a 40 count, which it should be, but we'll see. So anyway, that is my start on Autumn Cloche. I really enjoyed, okay, like what? I put, you know, I don't even know how many stitches this is. This is a very small start, but I put a couple, you know, just a couple gray stitches in. Loving it. Love it. Can't wait to work on it again. October is going to be like exclusively kind of like creepy, dark magic-y type stitches. November, I'm going to pick up a couple more like autumn themed pieces before I move on to Christmas. So I would like to work on this again in November. That's what we're hoping. Okay, so we got that. The second start I had, well, second and final start to show you, is Halloween Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. I love this Tiny Town series. I think I just have two. I've got this one, and then I bought Honey of a Tiny Town because it was so cute. I want to get the Christmas, I don't really want all of them, but I want a lot of them. Like I want the new Autumn Harvest one for sure. So cute. I want the Christmas one. And I'm like, okay, like I can't just keep buying these patterns and not starting them. So this was my October 1st start. You can see that. It's very cute. I won't show you the pattern, but it does come with like little beads. Little stars. I am stitching this on, I think it's 28 count. It is a 28 count Legacy by Picture This Plus. That's the called for fabric for this piece. I'm stitching it with DMC. And as you can see, I got just a little start there. I didn't finish the pumpkins because at the time I was stitching this, I did not have the color for this pumpkin or the color for these, like the little lines in this pumpkin here, but I've bought those now. So I will probably put a few more stitches in this October. It's a small start, but hey, we're getting somewhere. We got a house. We got the middle stack almost done. I love the ghost. He's so cute. I can't wait to do the rest of the ghosts. I mean, like, look at them. They're all over the place and they're so cute. I just can't with it. It's adorable. Yeah, there it is again. Okay, so I went through my last video trying to find, I did not do myself any favors with what I was doing. I'm like, let's find a nice thumbnail for YouTube. Horrible. All of them. Absolutely terrible. So I had to go with like a very creepy, like, picture of me like creeping out from behind my linen. We're gonna like actually help ourselves this time and do a nice little pose. Love Halloween Tiny Town. I can't wait to work on the other Tiny Towns. But I don't want to say I want to finish this one first, but I want to get like a good start on this one before I start anything else. Oh my goodness, and I've been so rude. I forgot to introduce you to my helper here. This is Mr. Bones. Look at Mr. Bones. Say hello, Mr. Bones. Hello. Did I spend too much money on this little man here at Pottery Barn? Yeah. But we won't talk about that. Mr. Bones is amazing and he needed to be in my life. I knew this from the moment I saw him. So anyway, he's here. He lives on my couch. I have to put him away when the dog comes over. You would have seen the dog in my last video. We look after my neighbor's dog occasionally. And, you know, Mr. Bones is probably looks like a giant plaything because he's got strings attaching him together. So he goes up on a shelf when the dog comes over. But for now, he's here. Okay, where was I? Telling you about Mr. Bones for some reason. Okay, so those were the new starts. I just had 2 to show you. I have a couple more planned for this month that I will show you during plans. But for now, let's move on to whips. So I've got 4 whips, the first of which was the final sampler I worked on for Sampler September, and that was the Richest Season of the Soul by Twin Peak Primitives. So that is this pattern. Super duper beautiful. I bought this during, I think like last year, Pam and Steph on Just Keep Stitching had like featured this pattern. So I bought it as part of that weekly sale that they do with Twin Peak Primitives. Love this pattern. It's so cute. This was, well, I think I started this, what did I say? I think I started this Thanksgiving weekend last year, Canadian Thanksgiving, so in October. So this whip is officially a year old at this point, we'll say. And I got a fair amount of progress on it, actually. So this is what it looked like previously. Just pop a little picture here for you. And this is what it looks like now. Look at that. It's pretty good, right? So I worked a bit on the border. Previously, I did not have these like little green stems here. I finished, here's me trying to remember where I was last time. I don't think I had finished this like golden hill bit. I did the green hill here, extended the border a bit, and then started filling in the red water wheel. I love this. I love this stitch. It's so nice. I'm hoping to pick it up again in November as well for more autumn stitching. But I think that's coming along quite nicely. I'm trying to calculate. Like, I gotta be about maybe just under 50% done. Because there's still, let's see, what do we still have? We got the sheep. We got this, I don't know what you would call this, like a Quaker thing? A Quaker thing. Very, very professional lingo here. Hello? Okay. You have the alphabet up top, and then of course the border all the way around. So I've done like I'm gonna say I'm at 50%. Is that correct? I don't know, but we're gonna say it because it makes me feel good. We're at 50%, people. 50%? Hell yeah. Look at that. It's amazing. Oh, and this Needleminder too. Isn't this great? I got this, this was a Night Spirit Studio. Who did she do this with? They are a very talented Needleminder maker. They make these like cute little pastries. Like I have donuts and pies from them as well. I'm gonna find who they are and put them in the description below. But Night Spirit Studio had done a like a collaboration with them, and they made this like beautiful cake with a Leviathan cross on it. Not bad. Anyway, oh, I didn't mention this is stitched on a 28 count cappuccino linen from, I think it's Weeks Dye Works. I bought this at Acorns and Threads when I was there a couple years ago, and would have been last year, not a couple years ago. Last September, I think I bought this. And yeah, the tag just said weeks. I'm assuming that means Weeks Dye Works. Perfect color for this, honestly. This is stitched entirely with DLC. Downloadable content. Sorry, my gamer's creeping out. It's stitched with DMC floss. I don't really use fancy flosses. Not that I don't want to use fancy flosses, just like I don't have a fancy floss provider around me, and it's hard to like purchase something online. Like I really want to see something in person. So I'm planning on getting some when I go to Acorns and Threads next month. I'm going to Portland in the middle of November, so can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. Anyway, so there's that. The second whip I worked on. I considered this part of Cam the Stitcher's Golden Kit Sal. She did this for her birthday. That was at the end of September, and technically I had already started my golden kit like a week earlier. Like Autumn Cloche was something that I had pretty much good to go that I wanted to start so badly. Since I had already started that, I went on to one of the whips that like, it was a project I really wanted to start and just was behind on. So I'm like, okay, you know what? We're gonna pull out Castle Homecoming because I was so excited for this whip and I'm just like hopelessly behind, which is fine, but I just like, I wanna be working on it. So I did. I took some time to work on it. This is what that pattern looks like. It's very cute. This is like where it's supposed to be. They just released the newest part of the pattern yesterday, so this is like the current release. Here is where I was last time, and this is where I am now. I don't think I added anything to the bridge at all, actually. I just added in Merlin, and there he is. He's so cute. Ah! Everything about this, I just love. Like, this is by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I should say that, sorry. Kind of all over the place today. Castle Homecoming by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. It is a current Sal going on right now, a stitch along. And I did Merlin. Isn't he adorable? I love his purple robes. I want them for myself. Look at that. So cute. So anyway, I was happy to get that done. That took a couple days. You know, not the fastest stitcher, but he's done now and he's adorbs. I love him. I love this pattern. So it was, I thought, kind of the perfect choice for a whip I had already started to work on for Cam's Golden Kit Sal. But yeah, so anyway, it was really nice to get more progress on that. I will probably work on this a little more in November. I think I've decided that November is going to be a catch-up month for me. Like, I'm going to work on my Whip Go calls, but I need to catch up on Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow because I had the goal of completing 2 blocks by the end of the year, and that just needs to happen. So November is going to be used largely for catch-up on goals and stuff like that. And anything I feel like I'm behind on, as if that can be such a thing with a hobby, but you know what I mean. So I will probably be bringing this out again. I love working on it. Oh, sorry, I didn't mention, I did get all of this as a kit from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. So this is stitched on 32 count Valor linen from Picture This Plus, and it's stitched with all the DMC threads that they included. And I think there's one color and cotton thread. I think that's the brand. Let me double check because I have the little baggie right here. Classic Colorworks. What's color and cotton? Is that a brand? Did I make that up? I think it's a thing. We're gonna say it is. Anyway, the little like magic bits you see like this, and Merlin's little magic-y stuff is done with pixie dust, which is a very lovely floss. Look at that. Nice variegation going through there. Okay, so that was my second whip I have to show, and my third one is the chopping maul from the Witchy Stitcher. So I had the chopping maul called for Whip Go in September and October. In September, I was meant to finish the last room in the chopping mall, and in October I was supposed to work on the frame for 5 days. I have completed both of those, which is amazing. This is what the pattern looks like, and here's where I was at last time. So you can see I had worked a bit on the bottom room, and this is where I'm at now. So this is, I started working on this, I think I did this on October 1st as well for Witchy Stitcher Day. Ooh, there's some green thread on this. Let me just move that over here. Here it is. So we can see I have finished that room there, the food court, with Hannibal Lecter and Samara from The Ring. I have also done, I'm gonna fold this down so it's a little easier for me to see. I've also done a lot of the bottom of this. Here we go. So I have done Pennywise the Clown from It. It's got a little balloon coming out of there. There's a boat in some water. I've got the blood splatter here. We have Annabelle on a chair, like a bench, pardon me. I filled in all the black work here, which that was a lot of black. That was a lot of 310. This took a while. So I think this is just going to be like another blood spurt, but there is a child's bike here. Carried this over here. I think there's going to be the robot from the chopping mall here. And then like the pet cemetery here, with Gage, I think is the kid's name from that book, Pet Cemetery. So anyway, the bottom is coming along nicely. I'm so happy to have got that done. I'm so happy to say that all the rooms are complete. I killed it this year. Like at the start of this year, I hadn't even completed this room fully. I still had some work to do over here. And since the start of the year, I've added in Leatherface's room, Ghostface's room, the food court down here, the red rum janitor closet with the twins from The Shining, and here's Jason. Perfect, because it is Friday the 13th today, and I think, okay, this movie is not streaming anywhere. No, okay, it's streaming on Paramount Plus. I don't have a Paramount Plus subscription, and I do not plan to get one, so I think I'm just gonna rent it or something, but I'm gonna be watching Friday the 13th tonight, I have decided. He is one of my favorite rooms. I love the water cooler full of blood. But anyway, I'm super proud of this. This is gonna go away until 2024. My goal is to finish this next year. I just need to finish the bottom of the chopping mall. And then there is gonna be quite a bit of work, but I also need to do the roof. So I need to do the whole roof, the banners, and I think there's 3 characters up here. I think it's the Babadook, the Candyman, and Pinhead from Hellraiser are all on the roof. So that's where we're at. I feel super good about where I am with this project. It's gonna be so amazing to actually complete this because this is my second oldest whip. I love it. I want it framed and up in my house year round because for me, horror movies are a year-round affair. I don't have a horror movie season. I mean, I go extra hard in the fall, but I just love these movies. What can I say? Okay, so there we go. My Witchy Stitcher piece from Witchy Stitcher Day, the chopping mall. I didn't mention it, but it's on 14 count Ada that I dyed myself with Rit dye. There it is. And my final whip that I've been working on is another Witchy Stitcher piece called We Are Made for Each Other. I'll put that pattern up here so you can see. I started this one on my husband and I's 14th anniversary. It was our dating anniversary. So I've been working on this like on our anniversary days. So dating anniversary, wedding anniversary. It is finally being called on my Whipco board. I had this on my Whipco board 3 times. It didn't get called until October. Like what, how, and why? But that's fine because this is the perfect time to be, like, perfect time of year to be stitching on it. So this is where I was at previously. And I've actually got, like, I'm pretty proud of the amount of progress I've had. So I've worked on this for 5 days. So I've met my whip go goal for October for this piece. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? I love it. Okay, I'm going to do a nice pose for this. So I've got a fair amount of the Bride of Frankenstein's face done. Her hair is going to take forever. Like, she's got tall hair, this girl. It's gonna go way up past where I have my Q-snap right now. So I think, like, my strategy for that is going to be every time I work on any other part of her face, I'm gonna put in at least 1 or 2 strands of black and just, like, keep building up. If I have to just, like, exclusively work on the black, like, I will, but I just know I'll burn out if I have to just keep stitching it. But look, like, oh my God. I'm loving working on this. And it is on the most beautiful Aida. This is a 14 count Aida from Picture This Plus. The color is Huntress. I got this from the Witchy Stitchers shop a few years ago. And, like, I just think this is the perfect pattern for it because all these colors are going to pop off against the purple really nice. Like, the green is going to look spectacular off it. The black and white, great. Yeah. I'm so stoked to be working on this finally. I love it. And it's, like, such an easy stitch too, because it's just like chunks of color. Like, I'm not having to switch out my color super often. I hate switching colors. Like, I love detailed patterns, but oh my God, nothing exhausts me more or slows me down. Is like, I just want to be stitching. I don't want to be, like, changing the thread in my needle. You know what I mean? So anyway, I love it so much. Okay, cool. That's it for new starts and whips. I feel like I'm, like, really rambling today. This is gonna be a longer video, so thank you if you are gonna be watching the whole thing. You're gonna have a little movie. Okay, what else? So let's talk about plans. So we are halfway through October. I don't understand how that happened, but it did. Halfway through October. So since I am focused entirely on creepy stitching, I am going to be pulling out my Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. I plan on working on that for 5 days at least. Yeah, 5 days minimum to try and catch up on my whip go calls on the second block. I don't have that much, so I need to keep working on that. So 5 days of Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. I also plan on pulling out Dark Queen of the Earth and working on her for a couple days, as well as my Wizard Inventory Sal from the Sewing Starfish. That is a Sal that is still going. I've barely scratched the surface on it, but figure, like, Wizard, Dark Arts, it kind of fits in with the October theme. So I want to get a couple days of work on that for sure. At least just to finish, like, a motif or two, you know? And I also want to work on another Witchy Stitcher piece that I started in August called, I think it's called No Tricks, No Treats. If I got that wrong, I'll just throw it down here. But it was the kit I had purchased the last time I was shopping on the Witchy Stitcher store. And I already said I started that one in August. It is, like, the most pathetic start though. It's like 3 lines. So we're gonna get a little more progress on that. And I do have at least 1 new start planned. Oh, actually I have 2 because I'm gonna be stitching, like, a really small little piece for one of my friends at the office. It's her birthday this month. So I've been stitching all the ladies in the office, like, a little something for their birthday. So I will have started and finished it by the time I have another video out, but I'll talk about that later. The other start I want to do is Jack O' Juggle Spell Halloween Bitty Buttons number 3 from the Victoria Sampler. So I purchased this from Acorns and Threads in April. Is that when I was there? Yeah, in April. She's so cute and she's so small. So, like, I feel like I bet I can fit. Okay, I'm saying this now. We'll see what happens. I feel like I can finish her at the end by the end of this month. It comes with all the thread you need. It comes with the cute pumpkin buttons. I mean, oh my God. Like, this stitch is only 52 by 57 stitches. I could totally finish this. At least I believe I can, anyway. So that is going to be a new start. Probably this weekend I'll start it. Because, like, look at her. Oh my God, I love her little warts on her nose and her chin. She's nasty and I love her. So that's going to be a new start. And I'm very excited to do that. Okay, that's it for plans. Okay, so I do have a few things to show you for haul. I will start off with a digital purchase I've made. I am going to be taking part in the Lola Cross Stitch Creepy, what is it called? The Creepy Christmas Village? Is that it? Yes, okay. I got it up on my iPad here. The Creepy Christmas Village Ornament Sal. I have ordered the called for fabric from Fox and Rabbit, and I've thought, why not? I really like Lola Cross Stitch's style. I haven't actually stitched anything from her, so I'm excited to take part in this. I just want some new ornaments for my tree, and like the fact that, you know, they're all perfectly, like, I think she said if you use a 36 count linen, they can fit in a 3-inch hoop. Perfect. She's going to be releasing 6. I don't know what they're going to look like, but I think she said it's like going to be like creepy Victorian style, so I'm here for it. I love Christmas villages. I like creepy things, so I'm here for my creepy ornaments. So I will be taking part of that. I purchased the patterns, so well, she hasn't started sending them yet, but I purchased like the pattern pack, so I'll start getting the emails when that happens. I think it's going to start in early November. I probably won't start stitching them until either in December or closer to December, but we'll see how it goes. So there's that. Okay, so the next thing I have to show you, I can't actually show you until December, but I am so excited. So at the beginning of the year, I put in my order for the Evertote Holiday Countdown 2023. So basically this is a Evertote, Modern Folk Embroidery, and Roxy Floss Co. collaboration. They did this last year, and I saw, oh gosh, Shiloh, Cross Stitch MD. Is that your channel? I hope so. I'll tag her below. Everyone knows Shiloh, I think. Like, Shiloh's cool. She's got, I love her stitching. She finished September's Revenge last month, and it just looks amazing. That was one of the samplers I started last month, and I love it. Anyway, so I follow Shiloh on Instagram, and I saw her posting every day. Basically, it was a band sampler, and every day you open up a little package and you get a new part of the pattern and you get a new floss and you stitch down like that. So I got my box of stuff. There's like 25 envelopes in here. Well, 26, I guess, because we got turtle dove linen. I'm not opening it until December 1st, but each day you get a new package. Oh my Lord, what is that? Why is there grease on here? Is that grease? Is it water? You know, we're gonna assume that maybe someone, maybe there was some water that did this, because I haven't touched these, so it's fine, I'm sure. Sure, it's fine. But anyway, so each day you get a new piece of the pattern, you get some floss to stitch it with. I can't wait to start it. It's like such a nice little Christmas treat, so very happy to have received that. But I'm not actually gonna be able to open it until December. Okay, so the next thing I got is, I guess, a spoiler for anyone else who ordered this who hasn't opened it yet. So if you had ordered the Cassandra's Bewitching Box of Mystery from Autumn Lane Stitchery and you haven't received your box yet, like, I don't know, mute, go away for 5 minutes, because I'm going to show you what I got in this box, because it is so cute. Okay, have you gone? Have you left? If you don't want to be spoiled? Okay, good. We're going to pretend they're gone. I got Cassandra's Bewitching Box of Mystery the other day, and I ripped it open, and oh my goodness, do we have some fun things in here. First off, the box. No spoilers, I'll flip that around. The box. I mean, like, what? That's so good. You got a disgusting crow who's been snacking on something. We're gonna say raspberries. And not, Flesh. He's had some raspberries and they're gooey. But basically this box comes with a bunch of patterns from Autumn Lane Stitchery, and I'm gonna show them all to you. So the first one is something I'm contemplating starting in October. I did want to start one of these patterns, and this one is perfect because it's a kit. So it is their first beaded kit. What is it called? Beaded blah, 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 blah. Our first ever beaded kit. Evening Stroll. Look at that. Oh, sorry, there we go. So cute. So it comes with the perforated paper, the DMC floss, and the beads you need for it. It is so friggin' cute. Like, I love the colors. So I am seriously contemplating starting this month. I know I won't finish it. So I'm like, maybe I should save it for next October, but we'll just see. We'll just see how the month goes. They also included the frame for it. So that is super cool. So you can like stitch this baby up, throw it in the frame, boom, you got a nice little Christmas ornament. Christmas ornament, dear Lord. Halloween ornament up in your house. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, we have an easel. So I believe this is to put your little, you know, put the frame on. Perfect, so thoughtful. Thank you, Autumn Lane Stitchery. They also threw in this absolutely adorable Needleminder. So apparently there were 4 different ones. I got the Stranger Things one. Welcome to Hawkins. You can see there's the creepy spider creature up above. It's very cool. I like that. I haven't seen what the other ones are yet. They did include a link here for people who've purchased the box to go and see what the other ones were. And before I show you the patterns, they also included gloves in a bottle. Very handy. Hand shielding lotion. I've actually never used this. I've heard great things about it, especially in the winter. Like, this is something I really need because I'm constantly touching fabric, and then I wash my hands a lot, and then I go outside and it's like dry and cold and gross, and my hands just get disgusting. So this is gonna be a lifesaver, I think. Okay, now let me show you the other patterns they included. Oh, actually, before I do, it also came with this cute little art print. Adorable. I love it. So I'm gonna frame that because that's super cute. Super duper cute. Okay, and it came with these 3 patterns. So we got Trick or Treat. Super duper cute. Ooh, I'll hold it properly. There we go. Trick or Treat. Dance Party. Look at that lady. She's just having a blast with her little kitty cat. So I quite like this one. And my favorite is Witch's Hallow. Look at that. Oh my God. That is so freaking cool. I love it. So I don't know when I'll start that. Maybe that'll be October next year, because I've kind of got my plan set for this month, but oh, like seriously, look at that. That is amazing. I love it. So that is that box. Yeah, I bought it on a whim in the summer. I thought, hey, you know, I like Autumn Lane Stitchery. I'll see what their mystery box is, and highly recommend. So if they do this again next year, I'll probably be purchasing as well, because this is like so cute. I love all of it. Okay, I do have a little more haul. It is not cross-stitch related, it is quilting related. But I will say, if you were just here for the cross-stitch, I will say cross-stitch portion over. I'm going to show you my quilting haul, and then I'll talk about what I've been reading, watching, and listening. Not listening to. Been reading, watching, and playing is what I do. I told you what I was listening to at the beginning of this video in my long Peter Gabriel rant. Love rant. Is it a rant? Is it a ramble? It's something. Anyway, so if you were just here for cross-stitch, you're free to leave. We're talking about quilting and other stuff from now on out. Okay, so quilting. I finally went to the cloth shop. This is on Granville Island in Vancouver. If you've ever been to Vancouver, you've likely gone to Granville Island. It is like probably one of the #1 tourist destinations if you were to come to this city. If you ever decide to visit Vancouver, definitely check out Granville Island. It's so cool. Lots of good food there. It's like, there's an artisan market. There's like a really big, like food hall kind of thing. Kind of reminds me, it's not really, but it sort of reminds me of like Borough Market in London, like kind of European-esque food hall scenario. But there's like tons and tons of artists' workshops there and like cool crafty things and whatnot. Like that used to be the location of Emily Carr University. It was kind of like the locale for a bunch of artists. It's super duper cool, great place to wander around. So I don't go there too often. It's really not that far from me, but it's a bit of a walk. So I was like, you know what? A couple weeks ago, I decided to take a nice walk in the sunshine and go to Granville Island and check out the cloth shop. And I'm happy I did because they have the coolest stuff. Okay, so first off, they have their own quilt design company called Bella Moon, which I didn't know until I got there that like that was theirs. So I'll just show you a couple of the things I bought. So first off, I bought the Giants. So this is a kit, comes with all this fabric here. So if you have been to Granville Island, you would have seen these guys. They are, this is like some murals that were painted on these big silos that are, gosh, is it Ocean Concrete? Is that what it's called? There's like a concrete company on Granville Island. And these little buddies are there. I'll insert a picture so you can see what I mean. So you can quilt these dudes. They've given you a kit to do it. I want to make this, I want to put it on my wall because I've always thought they were really cute and they kind of look like little Frankenstein monsters to me. Just because of their like weird squatness and their black hair. But I love them. And I love the pattern choices here. The fabric choices they've included. So that's going to be super fun. Glad I saw that. I got a couple patterns. So I got a forest table runner from their design company, Bella Moon. I want to upgrade my quilting abilities. So because this involves, you know, what am I trying to say? Like piecing? I'm bad at this terminology, but I've done like simple square quilts. I want to learn how to do things with like different kinds of shapes. So I thought this would be a good starting piece for that. And you know, who doesn't love a table runner? And I like the trees. I'm surrounded by them, right? Might as well love them. But yeah, so that looked cute. Got that. I also bought a Baby Basics 4-patch pattern for a baby quilt. Super simple, just big squares with small squares. It looked like a cute pattern. You can use any nice fabric. I got friends with babies, so why not get a baby quilt pattern? So that was cute. And I bought some fabric. So I have decided to be incredibly ambitious and make little zippered pouches for the women I work with and some of my friends for Halloween. So my friends are gonna get pouches with pumpkins on the outside and bats on the inside. And then the girls I work with are gonna get this extremely cute fabric on the outside with skulls on the inside. I got a lot of fabric cutting in my future. I'm like, oh yeah, I can make some pouches. 9 pouches later. I'll let you know how that went in my next video. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna do it. Okay, and then the last thing I bought from the cloth shop was like a full quilt kit. So they do kits there, and they have like you can actually see the quilt that it'll turn into in the shop. I'll put a picture of it here. So I bought the Woodlandia quilt pattern. I looked at this and I thought, okay, that is slightly, it's definitely more complicated than the one I've worked on, but it is still just squares. So I figure I can do this. Like this is gonna be, it'll push my abilities a little further. Probably a lot further in the sense that, because I'm gonna be doing this alone. Any quilters there who might want to answer my questions, let me know. No, I think I should be fine with this. But I just had to get it because, like, look at this. It's beautiful. I love these fabrics. Like, you know, they pick out the fabric for you. The pattern's in here. You just need to buy the batting and the background fabric. Sorry, not background. They give you the background fabric. No, you don't need background fabric because this one's all squares. Sorry. Backing fabric. So the back of the quilt, you need to buy that fabric. But comes with everything else. And I just love, 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 love it. Look, deer. The colors like but like they complement each other. That's the word I'm looking for. They complement each other so well. Seriously, I love it. This is going to be the binding, the black. But anyway, I saw that. I stared at the quilt for like minutes thinking, do I really need to get myself a quilt kit? And the answer was yes, I did need to get a quilt kit. So we're going to do that. I'm going to finish my first quilt before I work on this one. I need to finish the binding. Like we're technically almost there. I pulled all the pins out the other week. And I worked a little bit more on getting that binding stitched down, but there's still more to be done on it. But once that quilt is finished, I'm giving myself permission to move on to this. Woodlandia. Hell yes. From the cloth shop. So if anyone ever comes to visit Vancouver and you like quilting, check out the cloth shop. Super cute. Make their own patterns. They have nice little quilt kits. It's a great place to visit. Lots of cute stuff. What can I say? And the woman there was very helpful. Okay. I think that's it. I think that's everything I wanted to show you. Yeah. So let's talk about what I have been reading, watching, playing. I have been like, personal life has been a bit weird. We'll just say that. So I have been just like looking for means of distraction. Let's just say that. We've been trying to distract ourselves from things. I have read 3 books in the past 3 weeks. To be fair, one of them I started months ago and I've just been struggling to get through it, and I will tell you about that in a second. Okay, so the first book I finished was actually more of I think this is technically a novella. It wasn't a full novel. It was like 100-something pages maybe. It was called Small Things Like These by Keegan. So that looks, here's the book. So Claire, my BFF Claire, Miss Keegan is an Irish writer, and this is the first book of hers that I've read. It was really quite beautiful. It is about a man who is just trying to raise his family. He is constantly flashing back to his own childhood where he was raised by his unwed mother. They were taken in by a rich family in town who helped him kind of become the man he is today. And, you know, he's a very focused worker, but is kind of dealing with a guilty conscience of the fact that he often has to make deliveries to, I think they're called Magdalene laundries, basically church-run institutes for unwed mothers that had a pretty nasty reputation. He sees the suffering there and thinks about, you know, his own mother could have been in that situation if she hadn't been taken in. And the story kind of, it's a really simple story. Not too much happens. It's a big lead up to Christmas. This man has 6 daughters himself, and it is sort of him kind of coming to terms with his own identity, and just feeling a lot of sympathy for the women who are basically trapped in this laundry. So anyway, if you're looking for a quick read, I thought it was really good. It is, I wouldn't say like super heavy subject matter, but it is a bit darker considering what happens to some of these characters. But it's well written. It's beautifully staged. Like she's really good at painting a picture. Let's just say that. Like I felt like I was like cozy in a little cobblestone house in Ireland reading this. I've never been to Ireland. I'm picturing what that might be. But I enjoyed this. It was a quick read. If you spot it, pick it up. It's a good one. So the second book I finished was Her Body and Other Parties by Carmen Marie Machado. And Machado or Machado? I think it's Machado. Not positive on that. But this is a collection of her short stories. I do believe it is her first book to be published. I really struggled with this book. I wanted to finish it because occasionally there would be a short story in here that I really liked. Overall, it's a pretty uneven collection, I think. The best stories for me was the very first one called The Husband Stitch, which is a take on this scary story. I think it's called The Green Ribbon, but it's about the woman who has a ribbon around her neck and she's always telling her husband or her boyfriend or whatever not to touch it, and he touches it one day and her head falls off because the ribbon was the only thing keeping her head on. So it's a play on that story. And there was another really good one called 8 Bites, I believe, which is about a woman who is struggling with body weight issues, let's say, and she decides to get what is it called? Bariatric surgery, some type of surgery, and has to deal with like the ghost of her former self essentially haunting her. That one was really good. But the others, oh man, I don't know. Some of them just really felt super meandering, like there was no point at all to what was going on. I was so bored in some of these stories. A lot of them have, you know, they're kind of saucy. A lot of them have random sex scenes thrown in. Fine by me. I don't mind a saucy scene. But the way all of these scenes were described was very similar, to the point where I kind of knew what to expect from how she was writing about it, you know? Like, all the scenes felt the same in each story. Oh, they were like overtaken by passion and like thrown into it, and then, you know, it's like rushed and like it all had a similar feel, to the point where I just got bored with it. I don't know. So I don't know if I would recommend this, but like I said, there are a couple good stories. I know it says on the back some of these stories have been published in other places, so you might be able to find, if you can find The Husband Stitch anywhere, I would recommend like reading that story. That one's pretty cool. I don't know if I can recommend the collection as a whole. I don't know. Maybe get it from your local library and pick and choose a couple of the stories to go through. I got the book because it was like feminist body horror kind of, you know, whatever, all my buzzwords, you know. So I was like, okay, sounds good. It's fine, but it wasn't amazing. There's this one story that I think it's called Especially Heinous, and that is how I would describe the story. I didn't like it at all. It was basically just the story was a bunch of synopsises of a CSI-like television show that kind of told a story, but not really. I'm like, what is the point? What happened here? Like, I don't know. Anyway, it was fine. So the third book I read really quickly. Like, I read in a couple days. I spotted it on my Libby app as like an express collection thing, and I'm like, okay, well, that's like a scary Halloween book. I can read that. It was How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. I've read My Best Friend's Exorcism, I think that's what it's called, from Grady Hendrix before, and that was fine. I find his writing just okay. I will say it kept me engaged. Basically, the story is about a sister who comes home after a terrible accident in which both of her parents have died. She does not get along with her brother, who is kind of a mess and a bit of a jerk. And they soon come to discover that the house that their parents live in is haunted. Haunted specifically by a very creepy puppet. So they get to deal with that. Yeah, it's basically them overcoming their own problems with each other and saving the day by cleansing the house, essentially. Again, this was just okay. I didn't like any of these characters. I thought they were all horrible people who really couldn't communicate to save their own lives. Like, really, it was just a mess. Like, I didn't like how the brother Mark was portrayed. Like, eventually, like, you kind of learn a little more about him, and it's supposed to change, I assume it's supposed to change your perspective of him. I don't know. I hated him. I thought he wrote him way too aggressively obnoxious in the beginning for you to even feel any type of connection to him. And same thing with the sister. I did not like the sister. So I didn't like the characters in the book, but it was an easy read. It was kind of creepy, and I was able to finish it quickly. So do with that what you will. So that's what I've been reading. What I've been watching. I have been watching a lot of stuff. I watched 30 movies in September, and I've watched 14 movies in October. So I don't know, what can I say? I'm in a movie watching mood. I have a couple recommendations if you want something creepy. So the first one is a South Korean movie. It's on Shudder, if you have a Shudder subscription. It's called, I'm probably going to butcher the pronunciation of this. It's called Gonjiam Haunted Asylum. And this is the cover. Basically, it is about a bunch of influencers, like YouTubers, who do ghost hunting. They get together and they go into the most haunted place in Korea, which is evidently this shut down asylum. And I can say that this is genuinely one of the creepiest movies I've ever watched. It's really, really well done. A lot of it is shot through the cameras that the influencers are wearing, so you can see their reaction and what they're seeing. And there's just a bunch of weird stuff that they randomly see that's never explained. And the creepy stuff just sort of ramps up. And a lot of them are thinking that what's happening is like a trick or something being pulled on them by the other participants. And it turns out that no, they're really just in a haunted asylum. Very creepy. I watched this by myself at night, and I had a hard time falling asleep afterwards. So if you want a super creepy haunting movie, I recommend that one. Another movie I watched that I absolutely loved, I don't know where you could find this outside of renting it. I have a Criterion Channel subscription, so it's on there. It's called The Lure. It is a Polish film. It is a horror musical adaptation of The Little Mermaid. It's amazing. And not like the Disney Little Mermaid, like the original super depressing Hans Christian Andersen Little Mermaid. I think it was Hans Christian Andersen who wrote that book, right? Or the short story, whatever it is. Anyway, fully worth it. It's about two mermaids who become nightclub singers, and they want to be human, but if they cut off their tails, they lose their voices. And there's kind of like this love triangle thing that happens, and it is just super weird. Really well done, though. The music is great. I didn't realize it was a musical going into it, and I really like musicals. I loved this. Like, the songs are really catchy. It's super well done. Yeah, it's basically about these girls' struggles with, do they want to return to the ocean? Do they want to stay human? How's that going to work for them? How are they going to build their lives as people when everyone around them who knows they're mermaids doesn't really see them as human, kind of treats them as less than? It's really well done. I wouldn't say it's scary, but there are definitely horror elements in here. You know, the mermaids, they're not vegetarians. Let's just say that. They got teeth. Anyway, The Lure, I really, really liked it. I think it's from 2015. Yeah, if you like weird horror, if you like musicals, check this one out. Very cool. And finally, last movie I'll recommend is Stop Making Sense, which is the Talking Heads concert film. We went to go see this in theaters. I believe it's A24 who put this out as a like 4K remaster. They're billing it as the greatest concert movie ever. And I like read that and was like, whatever. And I went and saw it. And it's like the greatest concert movie I've ever seen. It was incredible. You don't even have to like the Talking Heads to enjoy this. I'll go as far to say that. The direction of the concert film is incredible. It slowly builds, like, you know, it starts out with just David Byrne on stage. Then he's joined, I think, by the bassist. Then the drummer literally gets rolled in. Like, you slowly see the set come together. The performances are so energetic. Like, they are literally running on stage. I've never seen so much energy in a performance before. I wanted to, like, get out of my seat and, like, move. And it is also the concert film with that infamous giant suit that David Byrne has. So like the suit with like the enormous shoulders and crazy big pants. It's hilarious. Like, it's so funny. Anyway, I absolutely loved this. I want to watch it over and over and over again. So again, highly recommend Stop Making Sense. I believe it's in theaters everywhere. And if it's not, you can probably watch clips on YouTube. It's not going to be like the nicer looking version. It's going to be kind of like the, you know, the old grainy video that they would have had from the 80s, but so good. So good. Definitely check it out. Okay, and finally, what have I been playing? I'm still just playing Death's Door and Dave the Diver, slowly chipping away at that. Both those games are super cute. I've been loving them. I'm unlocking more and more stuff in Dave the Diver. This is a much bigger game than I expected. It is so much fun. And I just learned that it's coming to Switch at the end of this month. It's coming to Switch October 26th. So if you have your eyes on Dave the Diver, which I would say if you like the cave exploring portions of Stardew Valley and the restaurant management of Diner Dash, you're gonna love Dave the Diver. It's even more, like, it's more than that. It's so good. The game is hilarious. There are like all these funny cutscenes. The writing's really good. I love Dave the Diver. So if you want to pick up a fun new game, it's coming to Switch October 26th. And I recommend that. But yeah, that's it for me. This is kind of a longer video. I rambled a bit. I hope you enjoyed it. If this is your first time here and you liked what you saw, be sure to subscribe. Give the video a like, and I'd love to know what you're working on right now. So throw down in the comments your, let's say, your favorite Halloween kind of creepy themed stitch you've been working on this month. If you've been working on one anyway. Throw it down in the comments. Love to hear. Anyway, that is it for me today. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you 3 weeks. Yeah, I think that'll put us at the beginning of November. So I will talk to you in November. Anyway, have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.